Hello everyone, it's time for Good Week Israel, where we'll give you ILTV's latest positive highlights. So get ready to smile, because coming up, the first group of international tourists in over a year arrive in Israel to tour the Holy Land. Over 40 years after being discovered, a 1,500-year-old amulet inscribed with the Jewish name for God turned over to the Israel Antiquities Authority. And we're going back to basics with this whole roasted chicken recipe. All right, now for the first time in over a year, the first group of foreign tourists arrived in Israel and have been touring the country. Take a look.
A group of 12 Christian pilgrims studying theology at the Concordia Seminary in St. Louis, Missouri, became the first group of tourists to arrive in Israel in over a year. The group landing at Israel's Ben Gurion Airport on Thursday afternoon and greeted by Israeli Minister of Tourism, Orit Farkasha-Cohen.
After over a year, since March 2020, Israel has closed its skies to tourism. And today I was very excited to welcome the first group of vaccinated tourists to come to Israel after the COVID-19. Israel is COVID-19 free. It is world leading in the rate of its vaccination. Everything is open here, from restaurants to hotels to resorts to holy places and so on. And we have a lot to offer.
The group, being led by Pastor Tom Zelt of the Prince of Peace Church, is planning to visit Jerusalem, Nazareth, and Christian sites around the country.
It's wonderful to be back in Israel, in the land in which God has done so much for us. It's great to have students here to be able to study and to tour, to see these wonderful places. So we're glad it opened up. Thanks for working so hard to be so safe for us, and we're very grateful to be here.
Israel closed its borders to foreign tourists when the coronavirus pandemic began in March 2020. And now, since the majority of the country's population is vaccinated and the coronavirus cases have drastically dropped, the government launching a new pilot program allowing small groups of vaccinated tourists to enter the country. Under the pilot, the tourism ministry saying it expects around 20 groups to arrive, including from the United States, Germany, and the UK. Despite opening its borders, Israeli authorities still remain very wary of introducing new variants into the country. And as such, all tourists entering must show a negative corona test before flying and take another test upon arriving. The group also needs to take serological tests at their hotel to prove they have COVID-19 antibodies and are required to remain in quarantine until the results return, usually a matter of a few hours, before they're able to enjoy the sights here in Israel.
Sometimes referred to as a Seal of Solomon, an ancient 1,500-year-old amulet inscribed with the Jewish divine name Yahweh, now turned over to the hands of the Israel National Treasures Center. Chana Rifkin with the story.
אני מחזיק ביד קמע מהתקופה הביזנטית שנתגלה בחורבת ארבל לפני 40 שנה פחות או יותר על ידי תושבת מושב ארבל, טובה חביב, זיכרונה לברכה. הפריט הועבר לידי רשות העתיקות.
Decades after being unearthed, the family of the late Tova Haviv giving this very special artifact over to Israeli archaeological authorities. And the 6th century pendant cast in bronze, shedding light on Jewish life in the region under Byzantine rule.
הקמע והסצנות שמופיעות עליו מאוד מעניין, ממש מרתק. אפשר לראות בצד הפנים של הקמע דמות של רוכב על גבי סוס, ראשו מוקף בהילה. הוא מחזיק בידו רומח שמאיימת על דמות נשית ששוכבת למרגלות הסוס. אפשר לזהות את הדמות הנשית הזו כשדה שנקראת גיילו, שדה מהמיתולוגיה היוונית, שהייתה מתקיפה נשים בהיריון וילדים קטנים, ולמעשה הסצנה הזו מלמדת אותנו שהקמע נועד להגנה מפני שדים, רוחות, דברים רעים.
Likewise, we can surmise that a woman or a child likely wore the amulet around their necks. Meanwhile, an inscription in Greek around the upper edge of the amulet additionally reads, "The one God who conquers evil," while under the horse figure are the letters iota, alpha, mega, tau, or the Greek spelling of Yahweh, the name of the Jewish God. Then finally, on the back side of the amulet, more imagery in line with the theme of protection, as well as an abbreviation meaning one God.
מהצד השני יש לנו במרכז צורה של עין, זוהי העין הרעה, ולכן הקמע נועד גם להגנה מפני העין הרע, וכל מיני דברים שמתקיפים את העין הרע, מנסים להגן מפני העין הרע.
Now, as for who wore this pendant, Both Christians, Gnostics, and Jews populated the region during the 6th century AD, and all are monotheistic, so they're all viable possibilities. But that said, archaeologist Dr. Klein has a pretty clear hypothesis.
בעצם זה שהקמע נתגלה פה, קרוב לבית הכנסת העתיק של חורבת ארבל, ייתכן ומעיד שהקמע נענד על ידי אחד מתושבי היישוב. ואז בעצם הדבר מספר לנו שגם יהודים ענדו קמעות מהטיפוס הזה, טיפוס מיוחד, כשהמטרה הייתה להגן מפני רוחות רעות, שדים ועין הרע.
Moving on, there's more than enough reason to stress recently, but ILTV's Emmanuel Kadosh has found an excellent self-care regimen that you can use to pamper yourself when the moment presents itself.
Today I'm going to be trying out SR Cosmetics Caviar line. We have here the Fast Wrinkle Filler that you can see in a very luxurious packaging. And then we also have the Renewal Cream that comes like this. I'm going to try the products and then show you guys after.
So the Caviar line is really special and luxurious because it holds inside a secret. You do not use and harm the nature and animal life to produce caviar. The caviar that is good for your skin is the biomimetic caviar, which means we produce it in the laboratory, and then you can get all the qualities of the nature without harming anyone. Another thing that you should know is that inside you have these little black particles that melts into your skin the minute you put it on. That means that the active ingredient of this anti-aging cream holds fresh till the minute you use it.
Thank you, Aaron. I am joined once again with Gadia from SR Cosmetics. Today we are going to be talking about the SR Cosmetics Caviar line, which, if you ask me, sounds absolutely insane, so unique. Like, who would think to put caviar in your cosmetics? First of all, look and feel very luxurious.
Wow,
This whole packaging, you know, screams luxury. Tell me about the products that you guys have in this line.
Okay, so it is the top of the professional skincare that you can get. It's the best for your skin. For example, if you want to treat the special areas that are aging before their time, like the eye area, which is really thin, and also the neck and décolleté, which, you know, a lot of women has issues with these areas. So what we did actually is a special serum, really concentrated, that you can use during day or night with the caviar properties in these special areas, and if you can feel the texture, it's really light.
Oh, it's very like serum-y almost, right? So it's not sticky at all. It almost feels like you're putting like water underneath your eyes.
But it's pampering for the skin.
Wow.
And really, really, it feels the wrinkles.
You guys have a few more products in this line,
two
right?
more.
Because there's something that you're holding there that looks very unique.
It's crazy. Listen, today we talk about consumer's experience.
Right.
And this is actually like an injection, a wrinkle filler. Of course, we do not inject, we do not hurt people. We do only nice things. So what you do, you see the wrinkle filler, it comes in the shape of an injection.
Right.
But it's really nice and warm and pampering for the skin. So I'm gonna introduce you to this crazy product. It fills the line in a way that you can actually see it. You can have a Cinderella effect if we have a very important night or day or a meeting, but also the active ingredient will take care of your skin day by day if you use it daily. I'm gonna demonstrate.
Yeah.
You see here, my palm, the wrinkles are really deep, okay? So just for you to see, I feel this wrinkle, you know, it's really thick. This material is really thick. Why? Because when I press it into my skin, you can really see that this wrinkle is gone.
God, that's insane.
If you compare it to the other wrinkles on the sides. Those products are produced by a woman for women.
Right.
And it's a really big difference because most of cosmetics companies, and I say it as a feminist, are being developed by men.
Right.
And they're not used to wearing cosmetics the way we do. So Shuli Rodrigue, which is like the guru here in Israel of professional cosmetics and skincare, she is behind each and every formula, and she knows what women want.
She knows what women want. She knows what we like to feel on our skin. She knows the struggle that we go through, especially afterwards, putting makeup on. And it all starts with skincare. Everything starts with your skincare.
The way you feel the whole day.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining me. Obviously, you already know I'm personally addicted to this caviar line, so I'm sure so many women out there are so excited to get their hands on it. And we have you back in the studio soon to talk to us about some more products from SR Cosmetics. Thank you so much, Galia.
Israeli athletes practically sprouting fins, earning top medals and breaking international records for swimming. To start, becoming the first Israeli woman and the second woman overall to win gold at the European Championships, 17-year-old Anastasia Gorbenko completed the 200-meter individual medley in 2 minutes, 9 seconds, and 99 milliseconds in Budapest. And she'll be representing Israel at the Tokyo Olympics over the summer as well. And meanwhile, in the European Para-Swimming Championships in Portugal, 20-year-old Israeli athlete Amida Daon winning 3 gold medals and a silver in the 50-meter, 100-meter, 200-meter, and 150-meter freestyle medleys, respectively. And he broke the European record in the 50-meter and world records for the 100 and 200-meter swims in the process. Likewise, teammates 21-year-old Mark Mailer and 33-year-old Iyad Shalabi also winning 5 medals between them, including a gold medal each for the backstroke, followed by 23-year-old Yulia Gordichuk, who won a bronze in the women's 400-meter freestyle. Finally, Danielle from kosher.com is coming back to basics with this whole roasted chicken. Find out her tips to roasting the perfect chicken, either whole or spatchcock, with an easy and flavorful marinade that you'll want to make again and again. Plus, roasted veggies right in the pan, and you've got a dinner all in one dish. Take a look.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dinner with Danielle here on kosher.com. I am so excited to have you here for tonight's really basic dinner. We are making a very super simple roasted chicken. I love, love, love a good roasted chicken. It's one of my most basic recipes for sure because it's roasted chicken. But it's so good for so many reasons. One, because it's delicious, hot out of the oven with all the juices running, the chicken amazing and fresh, all of the yummy vegetables around it that soaked up all that good chickeny flavor. But also, a really good roast chicken is such a basic component to so many other dishes that once you have leftovers of that in your fridge, your week is set. You could shred it and put it over rice. You could add more sauces to it and change up the flavor profiles. You could cut it up and put it into a salad for lunch. It's just gold. Having that in your fridge totally sets you up. So let's go right ahead. I'm gonna show you one of my most basic chicken recipes. There's so few ingredients, but it's so bright and clean and flavorful and just brings out the best of the chicken. Where I live in Israel, we can only get chickens with the backbones already cut. So I always make spatchcock chicken, but the truth is, a whole chicken is also really delicious. So we're gonna show you both ways to do this so that wherever you are in the world, you too can make this super basic dinner. The first thing you want to do is prepare your chickens. So you're going to take them out of whatever packaging they come in, rinse them off, and then pat them really, really dry. We want that skin to get nice and crunchy, and that can only happen if there's no water on the skin. A spatchcock chicken that has the bone cut out looks like this. The underside is open. The bone right in the center is cracked so that the chicken can lay flat and the whole thing cooks at an even temperature. It's really nice, really delicious, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. A whole chicken. A whole chicken is very close to my heart because it just keeps the juices nice and runny. If you want to take this up one gourmet notch, you can get butcher's twine and tie these legs together, and that will give you a little bit more of an even cook. But truthfully, it's dinner, I never do that. We just cannot work that hard for dinners. Okay, so what we're gonna do before we start is we're just gonna take our finger and we're gonna loosen the skin in between the flesh and the under layer of the skin because we're gonna stick the marinade in there. That's right. we're not just coating the outside of the chicken. We want the actual flesh of the chicken to be flavored. We want that juiciness everywhere. Now that your chickens are prepared, it's time to make the marinade. This marinade is super simple. Everything goes into one food processor, blend it up, you're done. 8 garlic cloves, right in. A whole bunch of parsley, any tough stems removed, but any of the tiny little skinny ones, totally fine. Lemons, our key components. Before we juice them, we're just gonna get all that zest in there because the natural oils that live in the zest are so good and so flavorful. We don't wanna waste any of that. Tip for you guys. So many people use a lemon and zest back and forth like this, but then you can't see when you're getting to the pith, and that pith is bitter. You don't want that pith inside of your marinade. So what do? I zest upside down. Use the microplane to zest, and then you know exactly what you're getting. All the zest is right here. Bang it down, boom. You got a perfectly zested lemon, no pith included. We're just gonna give these lemons a slice in half and squeeze their juices right into the bowl of our food processor. Because we zested the lemon, you could really smell all the natural oils from it. It's so lemony and bright and fresh in here. Even on the coldest, darkest winter day, this will brighten up your house. This is not super basic. I just love the tanginess of the Dijon mustard. I put Dijon mustard in a lot of food I make. Just really delicious and just adds like a layer of creaminess that you can't get from somewhere else, and it pairs really well with the lemon. Okay. A nice sprinkle of salt, because this is seasoning our whole chicken right now. Salt. Pepper. I like a good amount of pepper. I think the pepperiness, the mustard, the lemon goes really well, but if you don't love black pepper, only put a little bit. Okay, we're gonna get the cover on. And with the food processor running, we're gonna slowly drizzle in olive oil. Okay, our marinade is finished. We are gonna take out the blade. No need to get another bowl dirty. We are gonna go right from food processor to chicken. Now, if you're using a whole chicken, you're gonna wanna take your lemon halves that you squeezed, and you're gonna wanna stick them right into the bird. First of all, this will help keep it up and nice and give it a really good shape, but also it will totally season the inside, make it really, really yummy. The other 2 lemon halves, if you're making a spatchcock chicken, you're just gonna lay them out. They're gonna get nice and roasted and delicious. All of the extra juices in there will come out, and when it comes out of the oven, you squeeze it on top. So yum. Okay, now we are gonna get this marinade all over our chicken. For the spatchcock chicken, it's really important to season both sides. So we're gonna get it on the first side. Again, make sure it gets underneath that skin. We really want marinade everywhere. We want all of our chicken to be flavorful and delicious. And then we're gonna flip it over. There we go. And we're gonna get the marinade right into the pockets that we made when we loosened the skin. Yes, that is so yum. Now for the whole chicken, we want to take a little bit of the marinade, stick it right inside the cavity of the chicken. This way our chicken is also seasoned from inside and outside. And we're gonna take it, stick it under the skin, get it right on the flesh, season every part of it. Now we're gonna cover the top with our mixture. Oh my gosh. It feels like it takes an extra minute to loosen the skin and stick it under there, but it is so worth it. The minute that you spend doing that will result in infinite more flavor. You could easily pop this into your oven just like this. You don't need to add vegetables. I just so happen to have some fennel and carrots right here, so I'm gonna throw that around my chicken. I love that combination. I love fennel, especially roasted fennel. It does have that black licoricey taste, but I promise if you give it a chance and you roast it, it is so sweet and so delicious, and that consistency is so amazing. I'm gonna get that right into our pan. All of the juices that run off the chicken are gonna soak into the carrots and the fennel. It's just gonna make the best side dish. Serve this up with some rice or even just a really nice green salad. You don't even need to dress the salad because all of this is gonna be so juicy and have so much flavor. Yum. Get our carrots in here. Oh my gosh. See, I already tested this recipe, so I know what's coming. So I just can't stop salivating. I'm so excited. Yum. Season up our vegetables with just a little bit of salt and pepper. And that's it. Pop this in the oven. You can 100% do this in the morning if you want, and then pop it in the oven an hour before you want dinner. For me, the whole thing takes 2 seconds. I'd rather just get it all done, stick it in, and then go give baths or something like that, but whatever works for you. You can even make the marinade a day before, pop it out of the fridge, and then just throw it on your chicken. I'm gonna stick these in a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then it's time to dig in. When the chicken is hot and the skin is crispy and all the juices are running everywhere, take it out of the oven, set it aside for a few minutes, and then plate it up, or don't plate it up because it's dinner. I usually don't. I like to take one chicken right away and stick it in the fridge and save that for the rest of the week. You can serve both, you can do what you want, you can double the recipe, and you can make 4 chickens. You can quadruple the recipe and make 16 chickens. I'm not sure if that math was right, but I have a feeling you'll all let me know. Anyway, I'm gonna serve this baby up. We're gonna serve it with a little bit of rice, some fresh salad, and it is just the best, most basic dinner I could think of. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love being here with you. For this and more amazing recipes, go check out kosher.com. Bye everyone.
And that's all for today's Good Week Israel. I hope that we've helped you start your week with a smile. I'm Aaron Porras. See you next week.